Good afternoon. And it's okay to cheer because I am here to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for Volcano Vista High School's class of 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we welcome our graduates. Would everyone please remain standing for the presentation of colors by Volcano Vista Air Force JROTC under the command of Major Thomas Campbell. Evan. Our national anthem will be performed by the Volcano Vista Hawkettes Varsity Chorus under the direction of Evan Stewart. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Please remain standing until the colors have left the floor. Seniors, you may be seated. At this time, please join me in welcoming 2019 Senior Class Secretary, and I won't say anything snarky about him, but he knows what I'm thinking, Nick Estrada.
All right, so thank you to our amazing choir for their performance of the national anthem. The class of 2019 would like to extend a special welcome for all of our honored guests. Please hold your applause until all of the guests have been introduced. Dr. Richard Bowman, APS Chief Information and Strategy Officer. Yvonne Garcia, APS Associate Superintendent, Zone 3. Peggy Mueller-Aragon, APS School Board. Elizabeth Armijo, APS School Board. Dr. Vicki Bannerman, Principal. Travis Crawley, Class of 2019 Sponsor. Douglas Goodfellow, Volcano Vista Faculty. Michelle Allen, Assistant Principal. Manuel Alzaga, Assistant Principal. Paula Nunez, Assistant Principal. Zachary Bernius, 2019 Valedictorian. Dara Isaguirre, 2019 Salutatorian. And your 2019 Student Body Officers, Vanika Hosky, President. Siobhan Watson, First Vice President. Nelifar Ella, Secretary. Sandra Dorr, Treasurer. And your 2019 class officers, Quinn Smith Jr., President. Miranda Lowcamp, Vice President. Nikayla McClelland, Vice President. And I am Nick Estrada, your 2019 Class Secretary and Superintendent Liaison. We would also like to recognize two other groups of Volcano Vista guests. We have our distinguished department chairs and members of the faculty seated with our graduates in their graduation regala, and our counselors. And finally, our Hawk Band under the direction of Paul Blakey.
Please join me in welcoming our senior class valedictorian, Zach Bernius, and salutatorian, Dara.
Hey guys, it has been a great 4 years.
We have made some great memories. Pause.
Zach, I don't think you read that part. It's in parentheses for a reason.
Wait, who wrote this? Dang it, Olma.
No, but honestly, it's been a great 4 years. We've made so many memories at Volcano, and for some of us, we're saying goodbye to people that we've known for the past 13 years. The thing to remember is that we're at the end of high school. This just memories at this point. We've all worked so hard to be here today, and it's going to pay off. We just have to do what we need in order to achieve our goals.
And even for those of us who don't know where our goals are, it's never too late to figure things out. It's never too late to start something new.
Wherever our futures may take us, I hope that all of us find something that can bring us happiness.
There are so many people here today who have supported us and that need to be thanked. Without them, our families, parents, teachers, siblings, coaches, we wouldn't be here today. So let's take a second and give a hand to everyone who supported us.
Our futures are full of so much potential. We just have to do what we need in order to achieve our goals.
It's been real.
Boom.
Our varsity's women's choir, the Hawkettes, under the direction of Evan Storr, will now perform the song, Let It All Go by Birdie, arranged by senior Aaron Baudet.
I've been sleepless at night, 'cause I don't know how I feel. I've been waiting on you, just to say something real. There's a light on the road, and I think you know. Morning has come, and I have to go. To the start now, I know I see everything true. There's still a fire in my heart, my darling, but I'm not burning for you. We started it wrong, and I think you know. Waited too long, and I have to go. I don't know
Please join me in welcoming my fellow 2018-2019 senior class officers, Quinn Smith, Miranda Lowcamp, Nikayla McClelland.
I'd like to recognize that we're on the ancestral land of the Native American peoples of the Rio Grande Valley. Good morning, Falcons. Hawks. That's how I started the announcements, every morning, 2 days a week for the entire year. And while it was a privilege to put a smile on all of your beautiful morning faces, every time that I said good morning on the announcements, it was a moment where I thought back to how far I had come. I started my freshman year of high school as a kid too afraid to raise his hand in class. Now I'm giving the best graduation speech at Tingley Coliseum has ever seen or ever will see. So I encourage you all now to take a look back at all that you have done. Not to put any pressure on you or anything, but your entire lives have technically led up to this moment right here. All the late nights, all the early mornings, all the practices and rehearsals, all the school supplies and sack lunches, all the field trips and assemblies, and bring your parents to school days and talent shows, they've all led up to this moment. Walking up on stage to get this diploma is a huge accomplishment that has taken 13 years of dedication. There have been hard times, there have been great times, and the best of times. Keep this in mind and never forget how hard you've worked for this diploma case. But do not be afraid to move on. As a falcon, hawk, flies fearlessly into the unknown, you will too. Using all the skills you learned to leave this world in better shape than you found it, no matter what you do.
We all know that getting here wasn't easy. Over the past 4 years, we've all faced some pretty big obstacles. Each and every one of us faced a different set of challenges. For some, it might have been, passing Mr. Finn's AP English midterm, and for others, it might have been remembering that you do, in fact, have a first period class. Yet each and every one of you overcame these hurdles, just like I know each and every one of you will continue to do for the rest of your lives. While it may not seem like it right now, we've grown up so much since we walked through that door as scared freshmen. We've definitely had our ups and downs, but through it all, we stuck it out, and we might have even learned a thing or two from our mistakes. The important thing is that we never gave up. Wherever your journeys take you, I hope you'll continue never giving up. Every single person in this building has the potential to do something amazing. If you set your mind to it and have enough grit to stick with it, even when things get rough, you can truly accomplish nearly anything you set your mind to. And one last note, they didn't want me saying any puns up here, but what can I say? I didn't write in the speech, but y'all left me speechless.
Hi, seniors. I know we think that we are our own moral. We're supposed to feel that way. We're graduating. The future is and should be bright, but like our 4 brief years in high school, what makes life valuable is it doesn't last forever. What makes it precious is that it ends. I know that more than ever. I say it today of all days to remind us that time is luck, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Make yours count for something. Fight for what matters to you, no matter what, because even if you fall short, what better way is there to live? It's easy to feel hopeful on a beautiful day like today, but there will always be dark days ahead of us too. There will be days where you feel all alone, and that's when hope is needed most. Keep it alive. No matter how buried it gets or how lost you feel, you must promise me that you will hold on to hope and keep it alive. We have to be greater than what we suffer. My wish for you is to become hope. People need that. I know it feels like we're saying goodbye, but we will carry a piece of each other onto everything that we do next to remind us who we are and who we will become. Congratulations, seniors.
As we close on this chapter of our lives, let it serve as a learning experience. We've all changed and grown immensely throughout these 4 years. But no matter what you do or where you go in life, remember everything you've overcome. Remember the strength you had in order to get to this moment right here. Regardless of what comes next, nobody can take this success away from you. From this point forward, you get to decide what happens next. You have the power to control your life. You have the power to change the world. Let's walk into our futures with our heads held high and hopes in our hearts. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
And finally, while I am up here speaking, that doesn't mean much, little Falcon Hawks. The way that you live, that is your voice and your speech. The actions you took and the relationships you made, these are your own graduation speeches. They're your own story of hard work and love. So I encourage you, friends, that whatever you do after this ceremony, whatever speech you decide to give with your life, that you give this speech loudly. I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't be afraid to screech, little hawks. Soar the extra mile. Do something unexpected to change the world for the better. We need people to use all of their different abilities to make the world better in all kinds of different ways. Whatever you do, let your life speak loudly, but turn the volume up a little bit at a time. Just like a single drop of water in the ocean can cause a tidal wave on the other side of the world, a single flap of a hawk's wing can cause a tornado. The smallest actions that you take can make the greatest difference. And while after today you will no longer be a hawk, I hope that you always remember what it meant to be a hawk. And without further ado, we would like to say something. And remember.
And remember.
And remember.
And remember,
And always, it was great to be a hawk. And now it is my pleasure to welcome my amazingly talented friend, Lydia Alba, who will be singing Hallelujah, written by Leonard Cohen.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? And it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. And you saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty in the moonlight overthrew ya. And she tied you to her kitchen chair. She broke your throne and she cut your hair. And from the lips she drew the hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. how true we are. And it's not a cry that you hear at night. It's not someone who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
How you doing, 2019? Now, before I present you all to our distinguished board members, you know I have to take just a few moments to say a little something to you, because it's going to be my last time to see all of your beautiful faces together. And you know I've always got a speech ready, always. So, as you prepare to take the next step in your life's journey, I want to give you a few directions to help you find your way to the good life. How do we get to the good life? I'm so glad you asked me that. Let's see where the letters in good life take us. G, have some goals. Don't just have goals, set them, reach them, and exceed them. O, obstacles. Identify them and overcome them. O, own your mistakes. Let me say that again in case you missed that. Own your mistakes. Do not make excuses for them. Do not make excuses for yourselves. Own them, correct them, and keep moving forward. Thank you. D, do not settle. Do not settle. Be courageous, be encouraged, and be uniquely you. If you do that, I promise it will be good enough. L, live your very best lives. I, inspire others all around you to do the same. F, have faith, real faith in your own greatness. And E, possibly the most important, enjoy the journey. Enjoy this journey that you are beginning today. Oh, you can go ahead and clap, 2019. You know I'm dropping that wisdom. Go ahead and clap. Now, if you follow the letters with an understanding that your rewards will likely reflect your work, or the lack thereof, you will find yourself not just dreaming of, but truly living in your good life as defined for you, by you. Congratulations, 2019. Welcome to the good life. Now I feel comfortable and ready to let you go, to let you soar. It's always bittersweet because I'm going to miss you, and I mean that sincerely. But at this time, I would like to present the class of 2019 to our distinguished board members, Mrs. Mueller-Aragon and Mrs. Armijo. The graduates before you have met all of the graduation requirements as set forth by the Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education, along with the New Mexico Public Education Department. To you, for your acceptance, I present the amazing, outstanding, can't wait to see what you do next class of 2019.
So as a Volcano Vista High School graduate, you can choose to continue living as a hawk, soaring high and free. You know the thing about a hawk, they have wings. You have your wings. And the only limit there is to a hawk is the sky. So find your place in the sky and live a limitless life. So on behalf of the Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education, we accept the 2019 graduating class of Cibola High School.
Volcano Vista.
Oh, Volcano Vista! That's a boo!
Now, if we have nothing, we have class. And we are going to exhibit that in this moment, understanding that we are hawks, and be glad she accepted and conferred you and let you graduate.
Sorry, Volcano Vista Hawks. That's my tomorrow. Huh? That's my tomorrow. They're rivals.
Congratulations.
And I said Cibola High School Hawks, huh?
Class of 2019, let's get ready to do this.
Zane Alexander Kowalski. Adrian Justin James Abeda. Jonathan Nathaniel Acosta. Luke Antonio Adams. Lydia Isabel Alba. Kate Elizabeth Albrecht. Emily H. Ambergy. Storm Veronica Anaya Gonzalez. Carly Renee Anderson. David Roger Anderson. James Michael Esteban Anderson. Mylin Knock App. Jacob Matthew Aragon. Joseph Anthony Manuel Aranda. Chantel B. Archuleta. Aiden Angel Armendariz. Alex F. Armijo. Ryan Scott Armstrong. James Benjamin Stewart Babcock. Esteban Michael Baca. Justin Corey Baca. Luke Damian Baca. Marcus David Baca. Michael Anthony Baca. Andrew Allen Baca Jr. Ana R. Bader Alenes. Alyssa Aria Baldonado. Alexandra Banuelos. Alyssa Monique Banuelos. Jonathan Ross Barnett. Giovanna Anae Barron. Kaylee Ann Bartlett. Jaden G. Barton.
Rachel Caitlin Basada. Ian Martin Bass. Gabriel Chad Bean. Oyana Olita Denise Bean. Erin Nicole Baudet. Zachary Lee Bernius. Brooke Lauren Blankenship. Cameron Joseph Blazimon. Lynette Sylvia Blea. Veronica Alyssa Blea. Anna C. Boucher. Alyssa Samantha Brito. Francis Bowie. Samuel Reese Bush. Adriana Renee Bustinza. Brianna Alexis Bustos. Aubrey Kathleen Campbell. Tyler Anthony Campbell. Jared Michael Candelaria. Samuel Christopher Carrasco. Anthony R. Cartagena. Jason Matthew Carter. Carissa Antonia Casaus. Shaylin Michaela Casaquito. Zamaya Kaylin Casaquito. Enrique Castaneda. Alyssa Catherine Castillo. Avery Lee Castleberry. Tyler Anthony Elton Katanok. Faith Christine Chandler. Dustin Zachary Chavez.
Faith Elisa Chavez. Gabriel Bernie Chavez. Cameron Lee Chavez. Luke M. Chavez. Marley Susana Maada Chavez. Rebecca Christine Chavez. Sergio A. Chavez. Chasen Chi. Morgan Riley Christensen. Desiree May Cicero. Curtis Gabriel Clary. Hannah M. L. Kofelt. Jonathan Wayne Kofelt. Journey Lanita Deshay Coleman. Kiera Janae Coleman. Phyllis Andrea Contreras. Jack R. Cook. Miranda Rose Karachi. Alexis Marcela Cordova. Destiny Elaine Marie Cordova. Isaiah Matthew Cordova. Bailey Marie Corona. Alvaro Jose Cortez. Natalia Elise Corwell. David A. Crespin Jr. Alfred E. Cross. Esteban Gabriel Cruz. Ryan Andrew Curran. Ryan Kuzmar. Ryan Paul Daba. Christopher De Jesus. Bronson C. Dethridge.
Gabriela Anali Del Rio. Brianna Yvonne Delgado. Zane Thomas Denoyer. Maya Elizabeth De Rosaire. Skylar Elizabeth DeTrana. Anthony Michael DiMattina. Kai Due Do. Sandra Marie Dorr. Kaylin Dreyer. Kayla Renee Duncan. Emily Deanna Dunman. Brennan Dallas Duran. Janice Jamie Duran. Oluma Marie Antoinette Eda. Dara Faith Izaguirre. Nilafar Ella. Jasper Marie V. Insenius. Alexis R. Ingstrom. Billy Charles Enriquez. Krista Alicia Esparza. Giovanna Marie Filomena Esquivel. Michael Alexander Estrada. Nicholas Griffin Estrada. Isaiah Richard Fajardo. Zachary James Farmer. Josiah Arturo Fernandez. Valentina M. Farada Ross. Eileen Elaine Ferrer. Kalisha Dorothy Fields. Natalia Fishgrab. John B. Flores. Noah William Fordney.
Jada D. Foster. Anissa M. Fredrickson. Ashley Nicole Fry. Kendall E. Fry. Hunter Morona Fuller. Pasquale Antonio Galucci. Alexis M. Garcia. Chris Manuel Garcia. Diego M. Garcia. Geneva Michelle Garcia. Jarrell Darian Garcia. Justin Kenneth Garcia. Marissa J. Garcia. Brandon R. Garcia Torres. Jalen J. Gerhardt. Kyler Michael Glade. Daniel Gladfelter. Cameron C. Glover. Adriana Lily Goki. Jeremiah Paul Gomez. Mariana Milagros Gomez Gutierrez. Christopher Andrew Gonzalez. Elijah Gonzalez. Faith Marie Gonzalez. Isaiah Gonzalez. Cesar A. Gonzalez Jr. Madison Lee Granger. Blaine Dean Grant. Jelante Demario Gray. Madison Luis Griego. Jasmine Alyssa Gurule. Angel A. Gutierrez.
Michael Jacob Gutierrez. Addison Page Hayter. Tavian Michael Hart. Sitara Mary Haynes. Mariah Jasmine Heron Padilla. Aiden L. Hernandez. Christopher Jacob Hernandez. Chastity Bell Herrera. Alice Tanner Herring. Rachel Diana Bogart Hess. Timothy Daniel Hibben. Chase Stephen Holly. Vaneka Esperanza Husky. Ryan Patrick Howe. Chelsea Madison Hunter. Michael Anthony Hunter. Taylor Alexander Paul Hunter. Bethany and Nicole Ishmael. Marley Elena Jameson Cisneros. Jared A. Jaramillo. Madison Taylor Jaramillo. Haley Jellison. Wyatt Dylan Lee Jim. Jaden R. Johns. Monica Rose Johnson. Dakota Johnson. Leah Marie Jones. Matthew Joshua Jones. Brittany Rancho. Gabriela Elise Jurado. Devin Ulrich Juvenile Rightly. Jeremy K. Kolminski.
Dejanay Destiny Kemp. Adam Everett Kent. Marshall William Kent. Lizelle C. Q. Hannah R. King. Emma Grace Kirchgessner. Amalia Luisa Kistner. Shayna Margaret Kimes. Everett Thomas LaPlante. Prospero N. Lane. Anthony Sandoval Laws. Amia Javen Ledoux Davis. Brooke Isabella Ledger. Jillian Autumn Litton. Brendan Michael Lockwood. Miranda Ray Lowcamp. Robert Eugene Long. Cameron Aliyah Lopez. Tomas C. Lopez. Wyatt Liam Lopez. Rocky Leroy Lopez McCoy. Savannah Rose Lovato. Elijah Harrison Lucas. Alexandra Marisol Lucero. Isaac Anthony Lucero. Marley Eliza Lucero. Matias C. Lucero. Namira Rinalda Lucero. Callie Raquel Lucky. Jacqueline Danielle Lujan. Cesar Sebastian Madrid.
Cephalina Malaya Mael. Benjamin C. Manzano. Ruben Patrick Marez. Victoria R. Marez. Emiliano Isaiah Mariscal. Marissa Janae Marquez. Aaron Zinjazit Martinez. Aiden Charles Martinez. Jacob Isaiah Martinez. Lorena Maricela Martinez. Lucius P. Martinez. Matthew S. Martinez. Rebecca Randy Martinez. Hayden P. Mathis. Naomi Catherine Malden. Haley Nicole McBride. Spencer John McBride. Jacob Derek McLean. Nikayla Monet McClellan. Noah Matthew McDonald. Mercedes Monique Lakeisha McFadden. Devin Mitchell McGuire. Ashley Yahadi Madreno. Danae J. Melvin Wagner. Alexa Vianney Mendoza. Alyssa Marie Mendoza. Bronwyn Taylor Mendoza. James Irwin Mercier III. Sarah Bethany Miera. Grace Y. Miller. Lucas Connor Mills. Madison Ray Monheimer.
Daisha Montano Baca. Anthony S. Montoya. Joseph Claudio Montoya. Mariquita Maria Montoya. Olivia Elizabeth Montoya. Andrew Shamar Moore. Ryan M. Moore Apodaca. Michaela Marlene Moraga. Dylan Xavier Morales. Tyler Jesse Mordecai. Brandon Scott Morgan. Casey William Morgan. Glenn Gary Moses. Devin M. Moya. Jordan J. Mueller. Clinton C. Muncie. Nizreen Ray Nazar. Peyton Olivas Newcomer. Ezra T. Newell. Haley Caitlin Nez. Ilan T. Nguyen. Cindy Nguyen. Lee Kong Nguyen. Tai Tun Nguyen. Victoria Faith Nguyen. Sage Madison Nicholas. Thomas Hunter Novicki. Ashley Marie O'Daniel. Nicholas J. O'Hara. Alyssa Renee Ortega. Julian Ortega. Lawrence Angelo Ortega.
Mariano E. Ortiz. Nevea Enole Ortiz. Wyatt Ray Osborne. Cameron Lee Overbay. David Ray Padilla. Jacob Durant Padilla. Patrick George Panagopoulos. Meredith Belisha Pankratz. Kiera I. Pacias. Jacob Guy Patton. Joseph Cole Patton. Aubriana Peacock. Hayden Gary Peacock. Alyssa Renee Pena. Jenica Lexus Penman. Benjamin Abel Perez. Isabella Renee Perez. Jeremy Miguel Perez. Lauren Noel Perseo. Carla Poblano Rodriguez. Eli A. Powell. Avery N. Keano. Emily Ryan Quinones. Asia Ruby Quintana. Jocelyn Rose Quintana. Una Ariela Quintana. Elijah Matthew Rael. Alejandro Jesus Ramirez. Sierra N. Ramirez. Evan William Henry Rand. Sari Maria Idel Rankin. Jenna Renee Reeder.
Savannah Rebecca Renteria. Alejandro Roman Reyes. Kyle Thomas Rhodes. Angelica Christine Rivera. Julia Elizabeth Rivera. Martin Rivera. Sierra Mercedes Rivera. Alexia Lene Romero. Christian Carlos Romero. Clarissa Alicia Romero. Sarah Nicole Romero. Selena Monique Romero. Crystal Renee Romo. Skylar Jackson Rose. Emmanuel Isai Ruiz. Gabrielle Marisa Ruiz. Leonardo Miguel Ruiz. Stephanie Ann Rule. Garrett Hunter Sachs. Cassandra Renee Salazar. Marisa Linda Salazar. Taylor Alicia Salazar. Destiny Brianna Lee Sanchez. Ethan Keenan Sanchez. Jared C. Sanchez. Kristen Nicole Sanchez. Malachi S. Sanchez. Lisandra Sanchez Bustamante. Angelica Marie Sandoval. Elijah Blue Sandoval. Marisa Reina Sandoval.
Nathan Edward Sandoval. Skylar Catherine Sandoval. Zachary T. Sandoval. Shane Saikam Sayamanthri. Mina M. Scott. Jared Marshall Circe Ortega. Brandon L. Sena. Quentin C. Sena. Anthony Tiago Sharma. Laura Ellen Shaw. Corrine Zeta Shur. Brandon Javon Sierra. Bridget Laura Simpson. Sean Paul Smart. Aiden Josiah Smith. Caitlin Mariah Smith. Chloe Audrey Smith. Hannah Marie Smith. Quinn Compton Smith. Hannah Elaine Smith-Fay. Xander William Sorensen. Donovan Thomas Soto. Ashley Vi Sparks. Sierra Lorraine Stock. Jax Stretch. Christopher Xavier Tapia. Kyra Sage Tetrick. Harrison H. Thomas. Marley I. Thomas. Zakir Dylan Tolliver. Alyssa M. Torres. Gabrielle Rachel Torres.
Skylar Jade Torres. Marissa Faith Trujillo. Matthew Raymond Trujillo. Patience Marie Trujillo. Bo V. Chung. Taisha Sikewa. Jordan Faith Valdez. Brianna I. Valenzuela. Gregory Isaiah Abel Varela. Gabriel Luis Vasquez. Joshua Daniel Vega. Andres Jose Vigil. Nabahi Luxbe Vigil. Destiny Hope Viescas. Victoria Wall. Lisa Ray Waterer. Siobhan Celeste Watson. Taylor Diane Watts. Eris Bailey Weber. Gilbert Joseph White. Thomas Andrew Williams. Kenzie Lee Wilmert. Brandon Lee Windsor. Carl Brian Wolfley. Josiah Jeffrey Wood. Jonathan Scott Wooster. Brendan T. Wazinski. Garrett Lee Yancey. Kristen A. Young Almaraz. Aaron Joshua Zambrano. Marissa Dawn Zamora. Caitlin M. Zhang. Raul Antonio Zea. And in memoriam, Ryan Andres.
At this time, I'd like to please present to you for closing remarks, Student Body Class President, Vanika Hosky.
We only arrived here 4 short years ago, and now the time to graduate has finally come. We are all here today, ready to take the next step into the rest of our lives. We started this journey together, and now we are ending it together, ready to pave our own paths and start our own journeys that are entirely ours. Regardless of where we go and what we do after this, there are challenges ahead of us. I challenge everyone here to do that, all that you can do to reach your full potential. We are the future. It is in our hands now. Remember not only where you are going, but where you came from. Oh, the places you'll go.
Class of 2019, please stand. At this time, please turn your tassels. Congratulations, class of 2019, you are graduating!